Welcome to Imagine That, everybody. Welcome.
Welcome, man. Here we are.
So, hey, appreciate you guys all tuning in. This is our wonderful, wonderful show on a Saturday evening at 7 o'clock. Should always follow the Imagine That music news page on Facebook and YouTube. We're getting ready to do a lot more with YouTube here real soon. We'll let you know as soon as we get kicking on that. I wanted to welcome Bill, damn it, Guffey.
Here I am. Damn it, Bill. In
And
the
then-
flesh.
He's back. Kyle Keller is helping us out today.
Yeah.
Oh, give me a hug, Kyle.
Get away from
God,
me.
I love you, Kyle.
Get away
Love
from me.
you.
Get away from me.
You ever hear of those bad diseases that you just can't get rid of?
Now I'm sticky.
He is the whole.
He's sitting there sticky.
Oh my God. He is the whole reason for the coronavirus. We're letting you know this now. So.
Yeah, man. I mean, if you ever wondered where it came from, you know, they say some things, you know, you just can't leave behind.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh, so how you doing, Kyle?
Pretty fucking good. How are you?
I see you didn't get any suntan from your week off. You know.
Yeah.
You sent those pictures to us in your two-piece bikini, so I thought you'd get a little more sun than that. So.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, he had one of them Barat, V-type bikinis on. We done you guys a favor, and we didn't share that picture with you.
Yeah.
But, man, we all
my
saw
God.
it, and
I was blind for at least the rest of the day. I could not see.
I'm telling you, it was something, man. It was really something. There we
Oh,
go.
man. Well, thanks for everybody joining. We appreciate it, like always. You know, we got this wonderful page that we share all this wonderful music news, concert information, new releases, and local artists and some of the bands playing in the area. Try to share that with you. We want you to share it as well and help us out, get more and more people joined in on this, because more the merrier.
Always, man.
And why not share music? It's the best medicine in the world. That's our wonderful quotes we say all the time.
Motto.
Better than any pill, anything you can ever do, but love your music, and that's what we're planning on doing here. So you can call us the doctors of music, I guess.
Hey, man, I like it.
You know, hey, something like that, I guess.
I
We'll have to
like
work
it,
on that a
man.
little bit. Imagine that.
Yeah, imagine that. The medicinal.
I like that.
Yeah.
We gotta play with that.
We got to work on that
Yeah,
stuff,
yeah,
man.
like that.
Matinee says, "What's up? Thanks for watching again."
What's up, Tim?
Thanks,
Valley
Tim.
Renee, Pink Schaefer's watching.
Cool.
Got a couple watchers. Hey, man, my cousin Jim. What's up, Jim? Jim Smith, man. Good to see you watching.
Oh, man.
I know he's a big fan of some of the local musicians around here, like Waylon T, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
So
awesome, man.
we appreciate everybody watching live. Got a good show planned for you. You know, hopefully it goes good and
Don't lie to him,
smooth.
Bill.
Huh?
Don't lie to him.
This guy, man. You know, see, we miss him when he's gone, but when he's here,
I know, man.
we question our existence.
I think he's getting too big for his britches now, because now that he has his own candle and all
Yeah.
that kind of stuff out. And
Yeah.
I tell you. So
Yeah, dude. I took him to a concert with some friends of mine a couple weeks ago, and he met the singer of the band, and he's all like, now that he's friends with Bill Manspeaker, boy, he's woo,
yeah, man.
big shot over here. He's inside the Green Jello family. Watch out.
See, here's Kyle's wonderful candle he had here.
If you guys haven't heard,
Desperation and Possum.
man, I don't know if my stomach can handle it today.
I'm sure you don't want. You can autograph that for me. I'm sure it'll be worth a lot of money here soon.
I will later.
We don't want to know how either.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Jennifer McCubbins Parks just tuned in.
Cool.
Because she's actually the one that let us know the Green Jello is going to be in Indianapolis coming up.
Yes.
Yeah,
next
hopefully
few
we
months.
get to go to that.
Melody
So-
Inn, man, that's a cool place for some really good punk and other music there.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be cool place to see
Because
show.
I will tell you, green Jello is something you should at least experience once.
I talk about them all the time. I got their sweatshirt on today. I actually have a t-shirt of theirs on. Whoops, I didn't mean to show you my belly. But anyway, yeah, t-shirt on underneath.
Oh my God.
Signed by the man. I'm all decked out in my Jello
Yes,
outfit. I have a
man.
reason for that. I'll get to later. But
What's Kyle wearing today? Oh, man,
my,
taking it
just
easy.
my Tom and Jerry.
Oh, T and J, dude! I grew up watching Tom and Jerry. I'm okay with that.
No, I did too. Actually, me and Michaela were just watching it the other day.
It never gets old.
I know,
dude.
it don't.
Some of them old cartoons, man.
That's awesome. All right.
So, anyway.
Well, like I said, we always go through the music news through the week of stuff that we deem important or you guys pick that is important on our page. And then usually at the end we do a top 10 list, which is everybody loves. And we always have you guys try to join in with some answers on our website.
Oh yeah.
This week we're doing inspirational songs because last week we did songs that make you feel angry or
Right.
Help you when you're angry.
help you with anger.
That's how
you
I
know.
took it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I get that.
it's all subjective.
So these are just kind of songs that kind of kick you in the rear and get you rolling. And we made a top 10 list for that this week, like we do every week. So.
Yeah, man, I made a little post about that on our page, and we had some of our weekly listeners and fans comment on it. I wrote down their stuff, so we'll go over that when we get to our list.
And if you guys are on live right now, go ahead and send some of those across. That's kind of cool. We'll keep an eye on those. And now, like I said, after we do the news, we'll read some of those off from you guys and from us.
Songs that inspire you.
There's a lot of those out there.
You know
Let
what
me
you
tell you.
forgot to do, man? There's a pretty important person here you forgot to mention.
Oh, I did.
Shame on you, man.
Oh man,
That could be some
thanks
trouble
for bringing
later.
that shit up.
That could be some trouble later, man.
Roach in the other room.
Oh,
I never forget to mention the boss, man. The boss
Yeah,
over there taking
that's
care of
my
stuff.
fault. And then thanks for bringing it up. So I just sleep on the couch now, you asshole. Yeah, but my wife Tina Haddon is over there working the computer for us this evening because we're really the only three amigos here this week, so we're just trying to get things going as always and bring you the information we love to do. So.
Yeah. All jokes aside, we try to get the boss on screen. She just don't want to have any part of it, so she does some of the behind the scenes stuff for us, and we appreciate her.
Oh yeah.
So
well, you want to get into the news here?
all jokes aside, let's do it, man.
Yeah,
let's do
kick it,
this.
man.
I want to. The first thing I'm going to bring up is because of this, we're going to see a lot of weird stuff happening. But yesterday they announced that the South by Southwest Festival in Austin, Texas, has been canceled.
Gosh,
First time this has happened in over almost 35 years that they have not had this event because of the coronavirus.
Wow.
So this is going to happen a lot, guys. It's already happening in Europe. If you follow all that, all the soccer games and everything being canceled. You have the largest year probably ever in concert history.
Yeah, 2020's been huge.
And I'm afraid that a lot of these shows are possibly going to be canceled this year.
Man, Mike had a hilarious idea. I was on my way out here, and he caught me a little late. He was going to have me stop and get a 6-pack of Coronas, and we're going to be drinking some Corona on screen, while we were talking about the virus. Totally. Yeah.
Nothing to do with any of that with the beer, obviously, but there's a lot. I saw something on a news article the other day that 32% of the general public believes that this disease has something to do with Corona beer.
It's affiliated.
Fucking idiots, man.
Dude,
I'm just like, whatever.
I mean, that company's got to get something out of this, man.
Yeah,
I mean, why did they name it that, of all things?
Well, they have some scientific name, Corona 19 or something or other. But I just thought it would have been funny to be toasting some Corona beer.
Dude, it would have been hilarious, man. I've seen so many, supposedly there was a Tool concert in, where was that, man? Shoot, I can't remember where it was at, but supposedly one member of the audience had the coronavirus, man, and everybody's all freaking out. Auckland was where that was at. Yeah, and people's freaking out over this coronavirus, and it's just like you said, man, it's like one of the biggest years. I mean, Rage Against the Machines got back together. Some of these festivals, man, just, have been some of the biggest lineups that we've ever seen. And now you got something like this, man. Like,
I know. It's a super flu. Everybody, it's going to go around. I'm sure they'll fix it. We've had stuff like that, swine flu and all this other stuff. But
what the fuck are you doing?
Round and round, what goes? Oh, sorry.
Okay.
It's going around. Man,
Okay.
Like you.
Fuck you. Shut up.
Kyle's like a doorknob. Everybody gets a turn. What did you go say?
Yeah. It's only killing old people and kids.
I know.
So.
Like a lot of other flu viruses.
And it's in Europe and Asia, they don't have the medical stuff a lot of people have around here. So
Yeah.
I'm sure everything will be fine. Everybody overreacts to a lot of this stuff, because the news puts it down our throats. I think we'll be all right.
Propaganda.
We've lived through plenty before. We'll live through it again. So
Right, man.
But let's get off of that, anyways. But talking about big shows, one of the biggest things you guys reacted to this week was Genesis is going to reunite to do a reunion tour, and everybody was really ecstatic about that. I was kind of surprised. I actually got to see them when they reunited before, like in the 90s.
Yeah.
They played at the Hoosier Dome, and I went. I had backstage passes and everything.
What?
And of course, the band left and didn't meet anybody,
Oh,
so
crap, dude.
I didn't get a chance to
A bunch of
meet
dicks.
Phil Collins or any of those guys. But that was one of the bigger stories of
You
the week.
probably had a Disney soundtrack to do.
Man, I can go back, dude. I remember, my parents were never big, huge music fans, but my dad, for some reason, he was always a Genesis fan. And it's one of the first
loved
bands
Genesis.
that I remember hearing their cassette tape, man, just in my dad's truck or whatever. So, I'll be looking forward to that. That's something I might try to look into going to with my dad. I just think that'd be awesome. I talk about, a unnamed favorite band of mine, prog rock. Those are some of the godfathers of prog rock, man. Phil Collins.
Who's that prog band you like?
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
Well, it's Peter Gabriel's not going to be with them.
Of course.
Well, yeah.
That would be actually exciting.
That would be amazing.
Even
but,
more, yeah.
They're still really good with the stuff they did without him, I think. But,
One of my favorite things about Phil Collins, man, he's one of the rare drummer and singer combos, and that's just awesome, dude. What was you gonna say, Kyle?
You get that quite a bit in prog, but
You do.
I'm more of a fan of Peter Gabriel.
Oh yeah,
I like Peter Gabriel by himself too, big time.
Yeah,
I like his earlier stuff with him.
Yeah.
But I think it'll be fine just without him. I mean, like I said, I love Phil Collins and his drum work. The only other person that comes to mind right off is like Don Henley or something from the Eagles.
Yeah.
But
that's my dad. My dad's second favorite. Or actually, the Eagles were probably his first favorite band. My dad don't know it, but he's a huge prog rock fan.
Yeah.
I need to have that conversation with him. But yeah, any prog rock fan would say definitely Peter Gabriel with Genesis was probably the best. Some of the best prog rock years. Any prog rock fan could go back to.
The late 60s and mid 70s were that time for that music, really.
Yeah. And there's just not a whole lot of bands left that live up to that legacy. But still, though, man, I mean,
it'd be a great show to see. I mean, they were awesome when I saw them. I mean, I thought they were impressive. They've been there and done that.
It's another one of those. See it while you can.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not going to be around forever. So, man, I'm going to jump on that opportunity for sure.
Kind of another one leading into See This While You Can. David Byrne from the Talking Heads performed on Saturday Night Live last week for the first time in 30 years.
Man, I need to go back and watch that.
It was really cool. You can watch it on our website. That's posted on there with the videos. He did a couple of songs. He's been doing a Broadway play called American Topia, and he kind of reenacted some of that in one of the songs. He was in one of the skits that was funny as hell on there. The guy's really remarkable in so many ways other than just music. He really is.
He's one of the people that really concentrate on the art of what he does.
Exactly.
I love Talking Heads, Tom Tom Club, all that stuff.
No kidding.
Heck yeah. That's definitely something worth looking into.
Yeah, go watch that video on our site. It's really good. like I said, it shows both songs, and he's in this skit that's funnier than shit. So,
Yeah, that's something I've always loved about Saturday Night Live. You know how they have great musicians.
Oh, yeah.
And they will they'll put them in the skits, make them part of the show.
yeah.
That just makes such a great thing to watch.
Yeah, that's awesome. So
Hey man, Isaac Gold Bull, sorry man, said killer ACD poster behind us.
Oh, yeah.
ACDC poster.
Yeah.
I was complimenting
Thanks
Mike.
to your wife.
yeah, thanks to Tina.
Yeah, thanks to the boss over there hanging some of these posters
almost
behind
This
us.
is one thing I've actually never talked about on the show. If you guys watch the show and you pay attention, like Isaac just did, the posters behind us usually change all the time, and these are posters that I collected over the 30-something years of being in a record store. So I pull them out of my stock and I hang them up behind us.
Heck yeah, man.
And it's just part of the thousands I have in my storage that I want to hang up and share with you guys. So if you guys can pay attention, you know, we got Pink Floyd, Stevie Ray Vaughan, AC/DC, Soundgarden. I have an old Lost Boys poster up here.
Yeah, dude,
that I
that's
had when I was a
yeah.
teenager.
He's gonna have a hard time not getting me to steal that one after the show.
So yeah, that's kind of some of the cool things I just try to do to add a little,
man.
you know, a little flair to the show. I
The
guess.
boss has a
Wait,
comment.
just a quick mention.
Yep.
Top fan Tater Gibbons' birthday is today.
Tate,
And
man.
he's watching right now.
Yeah,
So
happy
happy
birthday,
man.
Tate, dude, Tate's been I graduated with Tate, worked with Tate for a long time. Tate, buddy, I miss you. We'll get together soon. Happy birthday, man. Cousin Mark's watching too. Mark, I need to talk to you about something, man. I'm gonna call you after the show.
So,
I'd be scared about that.
You don't even know, man. Mark was like a little brother to me, man.
Yeah.
So
maybe that's
I'll
another thing we could
block
start.
Your number.
You have your own candle now, Kyle. You ought to do your own 900 number. And then,
Right.
you know,
You know, 1-900.
hi, this is Kyle. Let me breathe heavy on you.
Yeah.
I've been to his house.
Well, if your
folks. It's
candle's doing
scary.
so well, I figured you could do that.
He's got lotion lines. He's got chains, binds.
Bill Guffey was at my home one night from 11 p.m. to 9 a.m. and he didn't realize I had a cat. This cat was sitting there staring at him.
Bill Guffey works night shift, so Bill Guffey could be awake and at anyone's house at any time. You never know.
But this cat was staring at him the entire time. He comes in my home last Saturday or last Friday and said, I didn't know you had a cat.
True story.
The cat stared at you for like 5 fucking hours.
He's got this cat in some kind of comatose state of mind where it looks like a statue. So it's who knows what that cat's seen.
Yeah.
If that cat could talk, he'd probably
Yeah.
tell us all kinds of scary
I'd be in
things.
prison.
That cat. He said he'd be in prison. That cat could talk. I do
What
not
are
want
you
to be.
doing to that cat, Kyle?
I don't want to be a fly on that wall.
No,
I don't.
man.
I don't.
All right, let's
Anyway.
move on. Another big story everybody was attracted to this week was Motley Crue's Mick Mars is almost done with his solo record.
He's
Can't wait
almost
for that,
been done
man.
with that for about 6 years now.
Said it will be out this summer. So
Yeah.
We'll see,
Yeah.
man.
Hopefully.
Jacob Burton is going to be the singer on it. Some other guys I'm not real familiar with. It's all on our page there too. You guys can follow. But I guess he's planning to put this out while they're doing that big huge tour.
Yeah.
And capitalize on that,
Nice promotion.
which is smart idea.
Oh yeah, it's a
So,
smart business move.
First time he's ever had a solo album out, so I'm sure this is going to be
Yeah.
very
well,
big.
Well, he thought about leaving during the Generation Swine recording.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah, if you guys watch that Netflix show that came out, The Dirt, or read the book or anything,
The
if you
book
know any
is
yeah,
fucking excellent.
any of the past behind Motley Crue, you'll notice that Mick was quite a bit older than the rest of the guys when
Yeah.
the band started, and he's kind of been an unsung hero of that band. So I'd say it's way, way, way past time for him to shine.
Yeah. No shit.
So but you never know.
He's always
sometimes.
shined in his own way with his riffs and
Yeah, it really has.
Yeah, he has, but he kind of stays to himself on stage. He's not the biggest
Well,
showman.
The reason why he doesn't really move on stage is the disease he has.
Right.
Degenerative spine disease.
Right, and you see that in other bands too. You know, you see guitar players that have a bigger part than what people know, and they're not super duper active on stage. But the first one that comes to mind, Slash. You know, he tried to go off on his solo stuff, and it was killer.
Yeah.
But it never got as famous as Guns N' Roses. So sometimes when you take the band away, you know, the solo artists don't do so hot.
Yeah.
But man, Mick deserves it. So
Yeah, he does.
You know, I'll be looking forward to
More than
hearing
about
this
anybody
guy.
at the moment, that's for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Also, this week, a lot of people are still really interested in this. So there was another article about Danzig. Singing the Elvis album, and it's got a release date of April 17th now.
Oh, dude, a date came out.
Yeah. It's only taken me about 6 years to get this thing out. I'm not even joking.
Dude, Danzig's a nut, man.
Yeah.
I was just watching a funny interview with Jim Brewer, where Brewer was talking about, he got punked, I guess. He was doing a joke where he was like mimicking different singers, and Danzig was one of the singers. And you know, if anybody's paid attention to Danzig, you know, he'll sue the world if he can.
Oh, yeah.
And somebody told Brewer
He's weird.
that Danzig was pissed that Brewer mimicked him, and Brewer was like scared. Like Brewer thought, oh man, he's going to show up anywhere and just kick my ass. And come to find out, Brewer was getting punked, and you know, it never happened. But with Danzig, you just don't ever know.
He's something else. He's been doing stuff with Misfits again for a while. But this Elvis thing, he's actually going to do 2 live shows he just announced in this article as well, where he's just going to do only Elvis songs.
Sweet.
He wants it to be like in a Las Vegas setting or something like that.
Okay.
And he's going to do 2 shows of just Elvis songs.
Man.
And on that article that's on our site, he tells you the songs he's going to do on the album and everything like that. So,
oh, dude, that's gonna be sweet.
I actually have met Glenn Danzig before, and he's called me a few times when I had the store to ask me for some stuff. He's a very weird guy. God, he's only about this tall too.
Oh, he's tiny.
He's real little.
Why,
But
though?
yeah, real muscular and built. But little guy, he's just a little weird, man.
Oh, yeah.
But he was real nice to me, and I told him I could try to help him get some things, and he was really cool about it. And
Sweet.
and kind of got to know him a little bit while I had the stores, and he was a really good guy. I mean, just a little weird, like you would think.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. The first thing that comes to mind, you look at Danzig, you think that's a weird fella.
Yeah.
But I mean, if anybody's gonna do some Elvis, man, that's, you know, especially throw a little rock and roll spin on it.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty cool.
I mean, it's been long in the makings.
Yeah.
So, man, that's gonna be something great for all us metalheads and even some Elvis fans, you know.
Yeah.
I can't wait to hear it.
Yeah, it'll be something. Nice.
April 4th?
I think he's at 17.
17th.
Yep, April 17th.
I'm early. April 17th. I'm excited about it. I can't wait.
It'll be awesome, I think. Next on the agenda that was really big that everybody kind of seemed to perk up about on this was after 35 years, Chuck D has Flavor Flav kicked out of Public Enemy.
My gosh, man.
Now, here's the real story behind this. This has actually been going on for a couple of years because Chuck D owns Public Enemy. He has full control of Public Enemy. Flavor Flav has been in and out of doing drugs all the time, and he just...
Flavor Flav does drugs. I thought he was totally sober.
Wow.
Flavor Flav's kind of like the Kyle Keller of Imagine That.
He's the only one that...
You didn't hear that, did you? What? What?
I think Flavor Flav is the only guy that's so messed up all the time. He has to wear a clock around his chest just so he can know what time it is all the time. Because he's so out in left field.
I had no idea that Flavor Flav had a history with drugs.
Well, who would have thunk it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
who would
Who'd
have
have
thought
thunk
that?
it?
But
I also heard Ozzy Osbourne has a history with drugs.
not anymore. Apparently, he says. But
Ozzy, yeah.
But
anyway.
apparently, Chuck D was doing this fundraiser for Bernie Sanders.
Bernie Sanders.
And Flav did not like that, and he tried to put his 2 cents into it, but he really can't do anything about it because he, basically has kind of really been kicked out of the band for a couple of years. He sued Chuck D and all this stuff like these bands do and lost. And, it's was some major news apparently this week, even though he's really kind of been not really doing anything with Public Enemy for years, but whatever.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, it sucks. Like we've talked about with Soundgarden before, how Chris Cornell's wife is trying to act like she owns all the stuff, all the Soundgarden stuff and all that, and not letting people hear it. It's a shame when things like that happen. Bands kind of dismember and all this stuff goes on. Drama, man, drama. We hate drama.
Yeah.
But it happens, man.
Happens to all of us.
Happens to the best. What are you going to do? I mean, we as fans, we all just sit back and hope for the best, man. That's all we can do. And Flavor Flav and his big clock. All we can just hope is...
He always knows what time it is, at least.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good thing,
Next on the list, bassist Rex Brown of Pantera voiced his support for a tribute tour. He was sending out this message on Instagram, and he tagged Phil and Zakk Wylde in the message. We talked about that last week, where Time's girlfriend Rita Haney gave her support, and then getting together and doing like a tribute tour, and involving Zakk Wylde. So this is interesting that the bass player has thought the exact same thing, but in that message he tagged Phil and Zakk Wylde.
Right.
That was very interesting.
That's huge, man, for the Pantera camp. Everybody's been talking about that for so many years, and Phil himself has been doing some Pantera stuff with his personal band, the Illegals, and it's been okay. But, everybody always has to wonder, like, where's Rex and why hasn't Rex been involved? So here's Rex, and now if we can get Rex involved, man, that's going to be killer.
Yeah.
And we talked about it too, like, sure, Zach or anybody else, like nobody's going to fill Dimebag's shoes. Nobody's going to fill Vinny's shoes. But if somebody can get behind the drums and get behind the guitar and at least
you got Phil singing.
And Phil's healthier than. At least I feel like he's healthier than he's been in years.
I met him a few years ago, and he was
he
healthy,
seemed pretty good,
and a perfect gentleman. Took time out of his day for me.
Cool, man.
Really excellent.
Yeah, I've heard that from a couple people, so that's something for everybody to look forward to.
Yeah.
So good deal, man. That's good. That's good news from the Pantera camp.
I hate this. What's the name of that band that we saw open for Metallica? Is it Gojira?
Gojira.
All right. Yeah, I always butcher that name. Gojira. The guys from the guitarist from Gojira did a concert a few days ago, and while he was performing, one of the pyros went off and burnt his face.
Ooh, man.
Christian Andrew.
Guess what page I saw that on?
What page?
Goddamn this thing. Imagine that.
Kyle.
Wow. You go figure.
Yeah.
He was burned at that Sonic Temple show in Columbus, Ohio.
Man, I've been. That was 2018. I went to that.
Yeah, just a few days ago. That's the one that Metallica canceled because James Hetfield's back in rehab.
Right.
And this guy got burnt, and he still finished the show, even though he was burnt.
That's
from his pyro.
right
Pretty impressive for him to continue after that. Because you remember when James had that happen to him with the Guns N' Roses tour, and it messed him up really bad. I mean, he missed. They had to cancel shows and things like that. So.
I think it was last week or the week before we talked about Gojira, and I kind of called him a up and coming metal band, and I think it was Kyle and Eric. And,
2001.
Kind of gave me a hard time about calling them up and comers, And I don't mean that they're a new band. I just mean that their popularity is growing.
Yeah, and thanks to that last record they did, well, the last few records, the one before Magma and Magma.
Yeah, man, they're just a great metal band, and their popularity is growing, and it's going to continue to grow. And just things like that, you know, like getting burned up on stage and still continuing to play the show. That's
pretty
legendary,
impressive.
dude.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can't get much. I think back to an old, I don't remember the year, but Dillinger Escape Plan doing the Golden God Awards. And
Oh, yes.
something happened, man, and dude's head got busted open.
He would do that on purpose.
Yeah, dude, busted his head open, blood just gushing down, and just continuing to play, man, and just there's just sometimes, man, things happen in metal music, you know, live especially. And it's just like
Dillinger was very special in the fact that they would beat their own asses and beat their fans.
oh yeah, something I've heard of Danzig doing, you know, like, you know, punching fans. I mean, I can't say that I would enjoy getting punched, you know, by a you know, seeing a band live, but hey.
Well, I remember during an award show, the bass player from Nirvana threw his guitar up. Remember, and it came out, smacked him in the head and busted his head
Chris
open.
Novoselic.
Yeah, I mean, it was on like MTV Awards or
Yeah.
something like that when that happened.
That was after Rockin' in the Free World. That's probably to this day one of my favorite award ceremony live performances. And yeah, totally unrehearsed, man. Like they had planned on trashing the stage, but he had planned on catching that, and yeah, he didn't catch it. It hit him in the head, knocked him out.
Chris Novoselic is such a big goofy motherfucker.
Well, yeah, like me.
He reminds me of some asshole.
That's on this show.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Well, hey, man, what are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
There's reasons that Bill don't play instruments.
Because we might get hit in the head with one.
Well, you know it.
You were handling it when we were by you. Oh man. Another fun. I thought this was hilarious. New York City hires Billy Idol to fight car idling.
Car idling.
They've actually made posters and billboards all over New York City asking, and Billy Idol's face on there, and it says, you know, something like, Billy doesn't idle, you shouldn't idle. And they hired him to help, you know, stop people letting their cars run while they're sitting at fast food drive-ins and all this stuff like that. They're trying to cut down on the emissions of cars and all that stuff. So don't idle with Billy Idol, I guess, is what they're kind of do. I thought that was clever as all get out. I thought it was funny as shit.
Well, you two enjoy crappy puns.
Oh, well, you know.
Hey, man. Comedy's comedy, right?
Yeah.
I deal with your crap.
Billy Idol. Yeah, that's funny. I mean, Bill. Yeah, don't idle, man.
Yeah.
With Billy Idol.
Thought that was funny.
That is kind of funny.
This was interesting. We always have one of these scientific studies that we usually kind of, since we always say music is the best medicine, that's kind of like one of our ongoing catchphrases that we love because it's so true. But these Aussie scientists, yeah, Aussie.
I was worried. I was worried, man. I was starting to think like, oh my God.
Well, you already said Tool. God. We might as well talk about the other ones.
Man, is this
By the way, Megadeth just throwing that.
No, God.
Yeah,
Jeez, here we go. All right. These scientists from Australia, Aussie scientists, did a study and said metal music fans are nice.
I've heard that. Metal music fans are nice. Huh.
Well, I'm sitting right next to one that's an asshole, but I'm pretty nice.
That's odd. I was going to say the same thing.
Well, they actually did a study with some people that are way into metal, people that weren't into metal, and come to find out when they did these studies and they went to these hardcore shows and stuff, all these people were there to have a good time, go figure.
Right.
Were really nice to each other. They were enjoying the music, and they actually did this experiment for years and found out that metal people are nice.
I mean, during the Jello show, during the mosh, we saw people picking other people up when they'd fall.
Yeah, you know, that takes me back to my favorite metal band, Slayer. If you listen to their live album, Live Decade of Aggression.
I was about to say which live album.
Right before, at the time, their wildest, craziest, heaviest song, War Ensemble, Tom says, you know, hey, you guys down there in the front, if you see somebody going down, help them up. That's what we're here to do, help each other out. So, yeah, man, while metal fans get this, you know, wild and crazy reputation, you know, nobody, well, I can't say nobody, but I mean, for the most part, nobody's there to hurt each other.
No.
You know, there to let out aggression, you know, just kind of, that's what metal music is kind of for. You know, just let it out, get it out in a safe
music.
environment.
Yeah.
Yeah, all music,
Yeah,
man,
really.
all music. To relieve some kind of emotion.
Now, the craziest concert I probably ever seen or been involved with, I actually saw White Zombie when they first started. They played at the Newport in Columbus, Ohio, and it was so packed in there. You were elbow to elbow with everybody. And when they came on, I mean, there was actually people jumping off the balcony into the crowd below. I mean, it was nuts. But these people, everybody there was making sure everybody was safe. I mean, there was, like you said, Kyle, a guy fell down. Several people knew if they didn't get him up real quick, he could really get hurt. And they all stopped and got him back up. I mean, they were, you know, everybody was there to have fun, but they weren't there to hurt anybody or do anything like that. And this was, like I said, the most packed I've ever been in any show. You know, just a wave of people just dancing and jumping around. People jumping off the balcony. And, I mean, everybody there was still making sure that guy didn't get hurt when he fell down.
Right.
You know, and all these other little things, trying to make sure everybody was safe. And so, I mean, if that was the craziest one I ever been in.
I got you.
You know,
yeah, dude.
I mean, I can see that. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't see people trying to hurt anybody at all.
Yeah, I know. I've been in very similar situations. Yeah, I think, you know, Rob Zombie at Bogart's, man, just, you know, Cracker Jack box. Or like Kyle said, that Green Jello show. You know, so packed and, you know, really nowhere to go. But still, I mean, people helping each other out, man. It's just, you know, letting out some pent-up aggression, some pent-up anger. I mean, that's what metal's all about. It's not about becoming angry. You know, it may be more about getting over anger.
Releasing. Yeah.
Kind of.
I've always used it as that.
Yeah, releasing, man. Just kind of releasing stuff.
And
so
not only anger, but energy.
energy, man, energetic.
Yeah.
You know, we'll kind of get into that when we get to our inspirational list. You know, things to be inspired by.
Yeah.
Kind of some stuff like that.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
I don't know. What are you thinking, man?
Oh gosh, I was seeing Scott's still on his GQ shoot in Tahiti, but he's on here.
Now, he apparently lied to me. He said it was Playgirl.
But I think this was really good. I just now saw this. He thought for the Pantera reunion,
Yeah.
getting the old drummer from Dream Theater.
I would think, well, Vinny and Mike were friends, but
Okay.
I would think more for the Pantera gig, or the Pantera tribute gig, Chris Adler from Lamb of God, formerly of Lamb of God.
Okay, yeah, because he's got his own thing going on
Oh
now.
yeah, well he would be good.
Somebody that's more in the groove
Yeah,
metal.
but man, him at Pontiac doing that would be.
Would that be ideal?
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
I've not been a big Dream Theater fan,
And,
so
and I mentioned that because Portnoy's got a million things he's fucking doing.
Yeah, but he would be. He's like king
That'd
of
be a
drumming
go-to.
right now.
Portnoy's got, man.
Yeah, he is.
I got you.
So, all right, look, that's cool. Oh, he said Bill Prince broke his nose at that show. I wonder he couldn't be talking about that White Zombie show, but I know that's man. I'm telling you that that has happened. I mean, I know
Oh,
one of the
yeah.
stories he said one time about somebody having thrown razor blades at a Slayer show or something like
That was a rumor I heard. I wasn't particularly at the show, but yeah, I heard people were like tying razor blades to quarters.
A razor
And-
blade. A razor blade got thrown at Lemmy one time and hit him on the hand.
No, really?
And the guy who did it, Lemmy was like, "Who fucking did that?" And the guy actually raised his hand, and Lemmy said, "You're a dumbass. My crew's gonna kick your ass."
Yeah. No, I mean, I've seen some rare things like that. Like I said, supposedly there were razor blades taped to quarters being thrown into the crowd at Slayer shows. I never saw it personally. I did see a video on YouTube of Slayer being on stage and someone spat on Tom Araya, the singer, and he stopped the show and was like, "Hey man, what was that about?" And that dude got kicked out of the show.
Huh.
So, I mean,
And
things like that happen.
that
I mean,
was a more recent thing, but
yeah.
Slayer shows in past years have calmed down significantly with the fans aging and the fans aging themselves.
Well, I mean,
Probably.
you think about some of the older shows, you know, like we've talked about in the past, and you know, y'all do yourselves a favor, do not look into this, but like some of the old like G.G. Allen shows and some of the real old underground punk shows, like there was some bad stuff going on. Like there's a form of punk that
Gigi Allen's
you know,
fucked up.
like some hardcore punk where people did kind of go into it to hurt each other. But that's not what we're talking about, man. We're talking about some heavy metal stuff and more along the lines of people looking out for each other.
Yeah.
Kind of
And
those types of things.
That G.G. Allen stuff was just a fucking gimmick.
Yeah, man. Like I said, it was all
He's-
underground and.
If you gotta watch some of his stuff, it is messed up.
Well, if you want to go down that rabbit
That
hole,
guy
sure.
is messed up.
But I don't suggest it to anyone
you
that's
like-
light of heart.
If you're a scat furry, you might love it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, Crawford said it was a zombie show that Bill Prince got his nose broke.
right.
All right. Well, this one's kind of Scott's story, but since he's gone, Ghost introduced the Papa. I want to make sure I say this right.
Papa Emeritus.
Emeritus 4 at their final concert of the prequel album.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the new character that they
Yeah.
came out with for the next LP that they put out.
Scott can correct me if I'm wrong on this, but for prequel they had Cardinal Copia, and since it was the last show of the prequel tour, they like to get the fans pumped up. So in the past they've just given us snippets of what the next character would be. This was really the first show.
You ever watch this on video? You can go in there and watch
They are a
it.
hell of a live
This was
experience. man.
impressive. He come out on a little tricycle like a Saw character, and then
I saw it.
and then they had about 10 nuns come out with all their face done up like he does, and kind of went around him, and so you couldn't see. And then all of a sudden, this lights were down on him and stuff, and all of a sudden he's dressed like a pope, as this this Papa Emeritus character. So it's pretty impressive, actually. A lot of theater in that, and
Yeah.
they will pull off, but it sure got people jacked up on all the posts and everything about it all over the internet. So,
And I will
it's
say,
working.
they are a better visual show than they are audio live.
Yeah.
They are, to me, very flat live.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. I need to probably check him out a
Yeah,
little
me
bit more.
neither, man.
but I know
I
Scott is. So.
yeah, I'd go see him live, but I don't know, man. It's just not.
I am too, but
Well, when I see the image and I hear the sound, it's just not what I would
it
expect,
doesn't
so.
connect with a lot of people.
Right. Yeah, but I know that we do have a lot of fans that watch. So, don't take this the wrong way.
Oh, I love them. I just would rather listen to their studio records than see them live.
Yeah.
Now, see, I'm the opposite, man. I'd
Would-
rather go see him live,
I mean,
to see the show.
Like I said, they're flat to me. audio-wise live.
Yeah. I know.
And the first time I saw them, I could tell my buddy Adam he's singing to a track.
Oh, okay. I got you. I see what you're saying.
Well, I think this is more up your alley anyways, Kyle. Dixie Chicks return with Gaslight. First song in 14 years.
The two that are sisters are very hot. It's sad that the violinist is a lesbian. I love her.
As if she was heterosexual, he'd have a chance.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, you wouldn't have a chance either.
Well, hey, I didn't say that it was sad, did I?
Their album comes out May 1st. I really like I really like them. I'm not much on country. But
I like the record
I
they
like
did
their
with
stuff.
Rick Rubin.
Yeah, no shit. That was a killer album, I thought. I mean,
Rick Rubin can basically do no wrong.
Oh, really?
Except
You
for
got that right.
except for the Neil Diamond record.
Well, Kyle tried to rename himself Earl after, Dixie Chicks wrote that song. But,
What the
he
fuck are you
failed.
talking about?
You trying to rename yourself Earl.
You come up with this
Because you wanted your name to be Earl after their song.
You know, he kind of looks like that guy that's in that show, that Earl TV show.
Yeah.
I look like Jason Lee.
Yeah, recently a
Yeah,
little bit.
Jason Lee gets hella tail. I get nothing.
Which is why he tried to rename himself Earl.
Yeah.
But hey,
He was hoping he'd trick everybody in Newcastle looking like Jason
tried.
Lee,
He
so he could
tried.
try to get laid more, but it
Yeah.
didn't work.
he tried.
Probably have to lose by another 100 pounds to look like him, too.
You're getting there. You're getting there. Stay on track.
Yeah,
Stay
yeah,
on track.
yeah,
Inspirational
yeah.
songs coming up.
That's the fat pot calling the fat kettle black.
Inspirational songs coming up. buddy.
Oh, man. All right,
Wearing a
next.
fucking girdle.
Now, whatever. Just think that you would probably be all over this next story. Metallica launches a vinyl subscription club.
Yes, and I was the one that sent that to you to put on the Imagine That page. If you're not following it, what the hell are you doing?
They're starting their own vinyl club
What?
where you can, if you're like on the 5th member fan club, stuff like that, you can get rare demos and live recordings on vinyl that are not sold to the public. So if you're on
They are huge supporters of Record Store Day,
Yep.
and
Oh yeah, a lot of the older bands like Pearl Jam. I know they're big fans of vinyl, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So that's we had a couple 2, 3, or 4 weeks ago. We had that story about that vinyl factory that kind of caught on fire, stuff like that. This is one of those things. An old band capitalizing on an old format, vinyl. Giving people perks for being fans of vinyl.
Yep.
So if you're a Metallica fan and a vinyl fan, I'm sure there will
Well,
be some great perks.
there's a curiosity. I am a Metallica fan, and I am a vinyl fan.
There you go, man.
Well, that's right up your alley then.
So, boom,
There you
baby,
go.
boom, baby.
I have the Metallica demon on my chest.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna pretend like I never saw it.
No, I don't want to see it.
I'm gonna pretend like I never did.
Pound did that for me.
Oh yeah, Josh is a great guy. He's been doing a lot more stuff on the internet here lately. I'm always a fan of Josh Pound. He's a great tattooist.
Oh yeah, man. Oh, good old buddy of mine, man. Good old buddy of mine. We need to connect with Josh here pretty
Yeah,
soon.
no kidding. I haven't talked to him for a while.
Yeah.
Also, this week, they announced a new band featuring Sons of the Slipknot's Corey Taylor and Clown. They announced a show they're going to be doing. The group is called Vended. It's Griffin Taylor and Simon Cran. They're only 17 years old, man.
I knew he couldn't say it.
Yeah, I'm terrible with names.
I'm not crayons.
But they're playing in Iowa on March 8th. It's like the very first thing they've really kind of ever done. You know.
Sean's son has been a part of the crew for a while now.
Well, I know Griffin. He sang on some of the Stone Sour
Yeah.
tour with his dad and all, and I think that's what kind of launched some
Yeah.
of this too.
But
So
Cran's son has been a part of the Slipknot touring crew for a while.
yeah,
Cool,
So,
man. That'd be something to look
it's,
forward
yeah,
to.
yeah.
For
It's
sure.
something that's, you can check that out on our page. It's kind of interesting. So.
Yeah, we love it when bands get their family members involved.
Yeah.
That's definitely something killer.
Kind of. Most of the other stuff on here is some of the new shows and little things that popped up this week, just to go over pretty quickly. Robert Plant announced a U.S. tour with his new band called Saving Grace. They'll be in Chicago doing a show on May 15th. That's about as close as it gets. But
Still, see
I mean,
Robert Plant, dude.
I've seen him by himself. He is incredible. He still has a wonderful voice. If you can get a chance to see this guy, you better do it, because it doesn't seem like Led Zeppelin's ever going to be back doing anything.
Right,
again,
man.
so.
And again, you know, we talk about seeing people while you can. I mean, you know, while he's available. Yeah, check it out.
That'd be cool. Also, in the same breath, Jason Bonham is continuing to do, he calls it Led Zeppelin Evening.
Yeah.
And they're doing this 10-year Gone tour where he does a lot of Led Zeppelin stuff to kind of honor his dad and all that. That'll be
He
coming.
was at the Egyptian Room about a year ago with his Led Zeppelin
Yeah,
stuff.
we've seen him not too long ago where he played with Hart and stuff at Deer Creek. And
Yeah.
man, the guy's got a lot of talent, you know.
He's with Sammy right now. And
Yeah,
Sammy's
stuff with Sammy
Sammy's
Hagar.
Circle.
June
Heck
10th,
yeah,
he'll be in
dude.
Cincinnati doing that. That's as close as it comes. Man, can you believe his dad died in 1980? That's how long.
1980, yeah.
Wow.
That's how long ago it's been.
Bon
since,
Scott.
since-
Bon Scott died the exact same day.
Really?
Yeah.
Man.
Wow, I didn't know that. But that's
Yeah, that's good tidbit, man.
that's something else right there. So
Yeah, John Bonham, dude. Go check that out. John Bonham Experience, I think he calls it usually. But I mean, this is that'll be something worth seeing.
Yeah.
I promise.
also, this is really cool. Smashing Pumpkins are going to be at the Murat on April 26th.
Yeah.
Playing a little place like the Murat.
Are
In
they
the
playing
theater,
the
right?
theater?
Yeah.
Or are they in
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
room?
oh,
I
yeah,
could
the
see
theater.
them doing
Yeah.
the theater.
Yeah.
I'm sure those are going to go real quick. They just went on sale. So.
That'll. I
The-
mean, I
the-
don't know the exact number of seats that place holds, but boy, I promise that show will sell out
Yeah.
fast.
The theater is the whole place to see it.
Oh,
it
yeah.
is. It's great.
Man, of all people, I've seen Marilyn Manson in there. I've seen
Hollywood tour, right?
Yeah. Guns Got Government tour, which was Hollywood.
Yeah.
Man, I've seen
It's one of my
Primus in
Yeah,
there.
yeah. I have to-
Primus and the Chocolate Factory. And another.
I saw Dream Theater there last
The
year.
theater is my favorite spot. I mean, I love
Dude, it's
going to
beautiful.
Egyptian Room too. I mean,
I fucking
but-
It just
Okay,
depends.
it's
It just
but-
depends on the type of show. But for Smashing Pumpkins, I think the theater's perfect.
yeah.
But at the same time, it's a limited amount of space. And again, I promise you, that
it'll
will
be-
sell out
it'll be-
fast.
Probably might already be
So-
sold out. I looked up-
Probably, if you're handicapped like myself, that whole venue is the most handicap friendly venue in the state.
Cool, man.
Wow.
Cool.
Man.
Yeah. We kind of struggled with that a couple weeks ago. You know, the place we saw Green Jello, completely not handicap accessible. So that's a big deal, man. So right on, man. I'm glad you feel that way, dude.
All right. Breaking Benjamin Bush and Theory of a Dead Man or Deer Creek on August 4th.
That'll be a big one.
That's a pretty good little team up. We saw Bush over the summer, and I'm telling you, they were phenomenal.
I can make a
With
joke.
with live.
Yeah,
Was
with
it- that was
live.
with live.
Yeah.
Yeah, big
Great,
90s, man.
great show. We went to Dayton and seen it, and took my daughter to her first concert ever.
Yeah.
And
I think that was the show that Bush did, a little meet and greet acoustic show for Karma.
no, really,
Yeah.
Huh. I didn't know that. But I guess you can look for that. There's also another one with. Okay, I know. I was gonna let everybody know I put this on the page, but with the ticket prices being all crazy and everything, Live Nation's doing a Ticket to Rock. It's
Man, this is huge.
Yeah, this is
dude.
really
This
cool.
is badass. Check this
For
out,
like
guys.
$69, you can get tickets to 4 shows, which is Breaking Benjamin, the one I just
Yeah.
mentioned, Disturbed, Korn and Faith No More, and Megadeth and Lamb of God.
Yeah.
So that's something to help with the ticket prices, maybe. A little
All
bit.
4 shows. I know Eric Kidd was asking about that yesterday. I was talking to him. What's that? The first show on that is.
Breaking Benjamin.
Now,
Or-
would you have to go to all 4?
Well, you get
Well,
tickets
yeah,
for all
yeah,
4.
yeah. You get tickets for all 4. You
Yeah.
pay the one solid price, and and it's lawn.
I would on. Oh, I can't do long.
I mean, they would accommodate, but
The only band I'd be interested in that group of bands would be the Faith No More gig.
Yeah,
I
think
wanna go
all
to
of them
that.
are Good on that one.
I want to go to that Lamb of God and Megadeth.
I've seen Lamb of God so many times.
But yeah, I have too. But I mean, still, it never gets
I think
old.
that's a pretty good little package, and I'm sure they'll do that $20 ticket thing like they did last year too, because they'll want to do that for White River and stuff like that. And you can look for that here soon too. I guarantee you they'll do that.
Oh,
They've done
yeah,
that the last couple of years.
Oh yeah, I mean, if the 4-pack, for the whole thing, if that don't appeal to you, then I guarantee there'll be other packages available for just the single shows. But if you want to go to like all 4 of those shows, $69, man,
That's not bad. dude.
man, you can't beat that,
Yeah.
dude.
All right, next. Okay, calm down, Kyle. I know you're a big Lady Gaga fan.
Settle down, bro.
It's Madonna. I'm a fan of. I'm not a fan of.
You guys can't see it.
The
You kind of wear your hair like her, so.
the fake Madonna.
You guys can't see it, but this couch is vibrating right now. Kyle has this weird ability to twerk without people noticing it, and I'm feeling it right now on this couch. Like he's twerking without you guys seeing it. It's really weird.
Well,
But Mike,
probably because Mike pissed me off comparing Lady Gaga to Madonna.
he's gyrating in a way that you guys can't see, and I can feel
I'll
it.
gyrate on you later.
Well, you're already gyrating. Oh, this is weird. But go ahead, man. Go ahead. It's weird.
See, there's a wet puddle on the
I
floor.
know it's weird, man.
You got a pretty mouth too, boy.
I know I do. I got an ass crack that goes up to my neck, but man, we're not talking about that, are we? We're not talking about that, are we?
Oh my god.
Hey, for a white guy, I have some amazing amenities. Have we gone too far?
Amazing.
The show's going on.
All right,
Where's the
lady-
boss? Where's the boss?
Lady Gaga to release a new song called "Stupid Love." Go figure. It's
Stupid
probably
Love.
just probably to Kyle. It's her 6th album called Chromatic. Oh, I can't even say
Oh
it.
my God. Where are we at?
Oh,
I'll help you. Oh, Chromatica.
Chromatic.
Chromatica,
I'm
man. It's
terrible,
Chromatica.
man.
Oh, you're all right, dude.
We'll write that
We
album.
need to get him a speech therapist.
Kyle's got us all.
Well, see,
whacked
you got
out,
me all
man.
stuttered and
Yeah,
upset
Chromatica.
thinking about you gyrating on the couch. It just threw me for a loop. there.
Mike's wanting to switch me places so he
Yeah.
can feel it. Mike's jealous that he can't feel it. But Chromatica is the name of the album here. And Kyle is a big inspiration for this
Yes,
album.
yes.
People don't know this, but Lady Gaga was in Indianapolis not too long
Fuck
ago
that phone Madonna.
and met Kyle Keller.
I'd tell her to her
And-
face, fuck you. You're not
Um,
fucking Madonna. Pissing me off.
And when he says that stuff to her, it turns her on. Like, she is turned on by his rejection. Like a lot of us are.
She calls him every day.
Yeah, dude, it's insane.
He is-
Man.
How
It's
would
like,
you know about my rejection, Bill? You know I want you.
I thought this was interesting. She recorded her album at her new studio, which was formerly owned by Frank Zappa.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, believe
that's
it or not.
interesting. I
Well,
thought.
Frank's not using it.
No, yeah. Oh man, I swear we're gonna have a list of people wanting to kill us eventually. We got
I love Frank Zappa. by
we
the
got
way.
Dave Mustaine, we got James Taylor, Celine Dion. You're pissed off Glenn Danzig probably earlier, which he'll show up and cut our
Dan-
throats at any time.
Yeah, Danzig.
And now you're pissing off Lady Gaga, man.
Who was like your biggest fan? And I've already got some messages from Bill Manspeaker. I'm not even going to tell you about those
Oh
yet
my
because
God. As long as they don't have him
I only
halfway
messaged
naked
him
on that.
once to thank him for
Yeah.
signing this.
right, and I've heard all about it.
Every time that guy
Whatever.
talks, all of a sudden he takes his shirt off and strips down into his underwear. And
Who
Which
made
is
a man speaker?
which is why I've been getting messages from
kind of like
Manspeaker.
Kyle.
Yeah, you know.
When we first started the show, every time we'd get on there, Kyle would strip down into nothing but his underwear, and we didn't know why.
Well,
And you all were fortunate enough got to
that's-
see that because
that's
Kyle
the-
used to sit back in that corner.
Yeah.
But now that he's on and in the
We
studio,
will not let him be on camera without any clothes on.
that's because I'm ready for love.
In all the wrong places.
Boy, the roller coaster has
Oh,
really
man.
fell off track.
I know it. All right, Tom York to play rare acoustic set opening for Massive Attack.
Tom York, baby, old
Lead
Thomas.
singer, Radiohead.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's amazing.
yeah, he's
Thomas. Love him.
he's doing this festival. Just check this out, man. You want to talk about how these European
Eclectic they
Or-
can be.
are as nuts as this? He's playing at a 10-day festival in London. 10-day festival. Can you imagine being at a festival for 10 fucking days?
Oh my God, dude.
I mean,
And
Like
and,
2-3 days
and
tops.
the European
It's insane.
festivals are so eclectic with the bands they'll have.
yeah.
They'll have a metal band right after a dream
Yeah.
pop band.
Well, we'll see what happens with that coronavirus so they actually stay. But
Yeah.
he's actually going to play, and this is close as you're going to find, April 4th in Chicago by himself. So
Wow.
that's extremely rare, and if you're a Radiohead fan, you might want to try to make that one because you're not going to see
Excuse me.
see him do that very often.
Excuse this guy. Man, you never know what you're going to get with Thomas York.
Yeah,
dude.
he's
Radiohead's
wild.
When I
freaking-
burp, I know how to excuse myself. I wasn't raised by wolves.
I mean, I know you were raised by sheep. I mean, it's okay. Whatever. He knows how to excuse himself.
No excuse for him. Damn.
Yeah.
There is no excuse for him.
Kings of Leon posted on Instagram that they're going to start doing some stuff. I love that band. They're great. You know, I seen them in concert last time they came around. Phenomenal.
Sweet, dude.
You can follow that on Instagram.
Okay.
This is very cool if you've never been to this. It's called Rock the River in Fort Wayne.
Just in Fort Wayne a couple
It's
weeks ago.
yeah, Fort Wayne. They this is kind of a like the 5th or 6th year they've done this called Rock on the River.
Yeah.
This year they have it's like a 3-day fest, and on the 3rd day they have a bunch of bands play. And they're having Mushroom Head, Saliva,
Ooh.
Trapped, Saving Abel, Alita's Way are all going to play there.
Nice.
For like $23 to $45, something like that. At Headwaters Park in Fort Wayne. It's a very, very nice place. That's kind of a cool little local fest that's going on in Fort Wayne.
Yeah, I want to throw a quick shout out, man. A friend of mine, I think I might have seen him last weekend, and I
May 9th.
missed him. May 9th?
Yeah.
Okay, Travis Miller from the Green Jello camp. I think you were at that Fort Wayne show that we all went to, that Green Jello show last weekend. And I think I may have saw you, but we didn't recognize each other. I think he works at that festival every year. So a lot of those Fort Wayne guys, Fort Wayne bands, man, I'd love to see you all there. So that's a huge, huge thing for us Indiana folks.
It's a
Mike.
beautiful time if you can try to make it up there. I've been there. It's nice.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. So Travis, man, if you're working that or whatever, man, I'd love to hook up with you.
Yeah.
Check it out.
As I Like Dying and Whitechapel are going to be touring together.
Ooh.
Following As I Like Dying's lead singer who got out of prison a few years ago. That's a wild ass band.
If you can't get any more metal than that.
Yeah.
When the last Mayhem, the Whitechapel did a signing at the show, and I've never seen so many 14-year-old girls screeching
Oh yeah.
to meet those guys. They're big with chicks, man.
With the younger.
Yeah, young girls.
Younger.
man.
Okay.
June 10th, Columbus, Ohio. June 9th, Columbus, Ohio. June 10th at Grand Rapids, Michigan. That's closer you're going to get on that one, too. So
Okay.
there's a new metal revival at the Vogue on June 25th. Ooh. That is Power Man 5000, Edema, and Flaw.
Yeah,
for $25.
Oh yeah.
I saw that today on that Imagine That page.
Mm-hmm.
That guy that runs that just has no life. Yeah.
Well, you know.
Go figure.
Yeah.
He's got a life.
Jeez.
It's just.
Yeah. I imagine him just sitting in his underwear eating Doritos.
And following music, right?
Yeah.
Huh.
My whole life revolves around you, baby. You know it.
Yeah.
Come here.
Whatever.
Man, that's a big new metal. New metal. Do I need to switch you guys sides?
No, please, no.
I'll be on him like a wet wash rag.
Wet washcloth, baby.
Yeah, one.
It don't need to be.
Why
wet.
aren't
He's
you
already-
helping?
He's just
I
like,
quit a long time ago.
screw you all.
She quit a long time ago.
Blackberry Smoke and Almond
Oh
Bets
my
Band.
God, yes.
July 18th at White River.
I love blackberries.
That Almond Bets Band played at
We're
the
talking
Rushville's thing last year for
Really?
free.
Really?
This is one of those bands, like I told you, you follow that place that in Rushville, man. They got some shows. But
Rushville.
yeah, that'll be a great one. Those guys, Blackberry Smoke's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, good Southern rock.
Yeah, really good.
Jam band.
Of course, I
Blackberry
put
Smoke.
this one on here because I've been talking about it a little bit. Airborne Toxic event is going to be at the Vogue on October 20th. One of me and Tina's favorite bands.
I like them. I've
Good
heard
stuff.
them. I've heard them and I like them.
Good stuff.
I like it.
All right, that's the list for that.
All right.
Now we get into the top 10.
What the fuck is wrong with
Settle
you?
down.
You just have that effect on us.
You know you do. You know you do.
Top 10 list this week is songs that inspire you. And make you want to get up and
That inspire you.
Yeah.
run 10 miles or something.
Yeah.
I guess.
I interpret this in many different ways.
As it can be. Bill's going to get up for just a second, and these guys are going to be give me a hard time.
Oh,
But it's been long enough. Bill's got to get up and pee.
Oh my God! He's like a woman.
I am
swear.
like a woman. I am like a woman. But
Jeez.
I'm going to let Kyle go. Go, Kyle.
Okay.
Be inspired, baby.
Okay. I took this many different ways.
It's all right. Whatever way you want to take it.
Okay.
Just don't take it in the ass.
Yeah. That's where I love to take it, baby. But my number 10 is Pearl Jam, "Given to Fly."
Oh yeah. Bill's in the bathroom. Good one.
My number 9.
Just take your time and take a shit in there while you're in there, Bill. You might as well. Kyle's just doing his list.
Yeah. Well, Jackie Porter took a decade the other week. Love you, Jax. Please don't kill me. Number 9, Norman Greenbaum, "Spirit in the Sky."
That's a good one.
Number 8, Kiss, "I Love It Loud." Number 7, this song at number 7 just inspires me. It probably wouldn't inspire anybody else, but huge Wu-Tang fan. "Ruckus" in B minor, off the newest record.
Love Wu-Tang.
Yeah. And number 6, Bruce Springsteen, "Born in the USA." I love that song because the people that just listen to that song and don't really listen to it think it's about something else. But no, it's really about guys coming home from Vietnam not being treated well.
Yeah, I thought I had Bruce Springsteen on one. I'm not a big fan, but "Born to Run," I always thought. That was a good one.
This next song, Iron Maiden, "Die With Your Boots On." There's been times where I physically cannot get up. And that song just starts playing in my head, and it'll help me get up. Number 4 rather, Ty Tabor, the guitarist for King's X, one song off one of his solo records, one song off a solo record he did like 10 years ago. It's called The End of a Blues Song.
King's X?
Ty Tabor, their guitar player.
I was gonna. King's X is going to be in Indianapolis here soon.
Yeah,
Emerson.
Yeah, and Ty Tabor's The End of a Blues Song has literally kept me from killing myself. So,
Well,
yeah,
there's that.
yeah.
Jeez.
Now you hate Ty
Talk
Tabor.
about inspiration.
Now you hate Ty Tabor.
No, not at all. Carry on.
Number 3, Ozzy Osbourne, Over the Mountain.
Cool.
Good one. Yeah, that is. God, I can't believe I didn't think of that one.
Number 2, Dragon Force. We all love Dragon Force.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't mind them.
Through the Fire and Flames. And number 1 is Johnny Cash's version of The Circle Will the Circle Be Broken?
Cool, man.
That is the greatest religious song I've ever heard. It's not many things involving that actually touch my heart, but that one does.
Cool, man.
Well,
And that's my list.
if anybody,
Fucking beat it.
Well, beat it. I don't know.
maybe after the camera, but
Yeah.
but seriously, if anybody should have the most inspired list out of any of us, it should be you.
Don't suck my dick. I hate when you.
Oh
I
my
hate
God.
when you kiss my ass.
But
I'm not
seriously,
kissing your ass, man.
no,
I'm not kissing your ass
as
at
much as
all.
Kyle has to go through all the time.
I don't have to go through
Yeah,
shit, man.
yeah, you deserve it, man.
I've dealt with this for 33 years now. It's nothing.
Man, we
But I'll
love
tell
having
you,
you here, buddy.
You're inspiration to me because all the shit that I've been going through, I always look at it and go, you know what? Look what Kyle goes through and has to for all these years, and it's nothing that I have to
Yeah,
go through.
yeah, whatever. Your thing could kill you.
Well,
I'm just
no,
dealing
You've lived with
it.
it from the day you were born, right?
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, but still, man, we
Yeah.
love you, and it means the
Love
world
you
to
too,
us,
man.
yeah. You're,
It means the world to us.
you're family in my regard. So
Same thing.
What about the boss? You got a list over there this week? No. Don't keep quiet
Nothing
this
inspires Tina
week. Gonna keep quiet this week.
except for
All
getting us the fuck out of her house.
Oh, that's her inspiration every week. Man, I just want to throw out real quick before I get into my list. We had a couple fans this week. I posted earlier today what our list was gonna be, and we had some fans that commented on that. So I wanted to throw out Tim Matney said Eminem's "Not Afraid" is an inspirational song for him. Lindsay N. Davidson said Michael Jackson's "Man in the Mirror." That's an inspirational song for her. Joshua Burns, he said pretty much any ZZ Top song was inspiring to him because his dad introduced him to them for the first time. And what do you say? Crap, how did I write that down? He's in a 3-piece band to this day. So that's kind of a big deal to him. And then Robert Myers said, anybody could say Eye of the Tiger or Final Countdown.
yeah.
And those two songs definitely, dude. Robert, you're right. Those could be on anybody's lists.
Yep.
So, anyway, I'll go on with
Yeah.
my list.
Let me guess. There's going to be a Tool song on there.
Well, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Oddly enough, without mentioning Tool, I'm going to start with a Perfect Circle song, affiliated with Tool. Same singer, Sleeping Beauty. And
Love that song. Man.
the only reason I mentioned that song was just, this week in particular, man, a lot of stuff's been going on. That song, Sleeping Beauty, it's not so much self-inspiring, but it's kind of inspired me to come to the realization that trying to deal with not only my own demons, but also other people's demons. We do have to concentrate on improving ourselves and making sure that our own lives are in check before we try to help and keep other people's lives in check. And that's kind of one of those songs, man. It's inspiring to help you realize that you're not holier than thou. Your problems are no bigger than anybody else's problems. And, we all kind of deal with our own shit. So...
I love that tune, by the way.
yeah, that's kind of where I was going with that. I mean, music, man, we always say music can be so subjective. And no matter how you look at it, dude, like music, all music is inspirational in some way, shape, or form. Whether it inspires you to be great or it inspires you to, just whatever, man. I mean, it can inspire you to do anything.
Yeah.
Keep on living, to keep on striving to be better. With that, I'll move my list on. My number 9, I think anybody could use this song. Frank Sinatra's My Way.
I had that on here.
Yeah, I mean, that's a very,
Yep.
talk about, being inspired to do something, just doing it the way you want to do it. Not bowing down to, any higher power of any means, but, just doing something for self-gratification. There's a million different reasons why you should do things, but, making yourself happy, that's important.
Yep.
And I think that My Way is a good song to promote that.
Yep.
Number 8, I think any music fan could agree with me on this one. Queen's "We Will Rock You."
Yep.
I mean, you play that, before any sporting event or at halftime of any sporting event.
I actually had "We Are the Champions" on there too.
Which there's that great collaboration
Yeah.
between those two songs.
Yeah, they are pretty much
Kind of,
the
yeah,
same
same,
thing.
I guess. So.
Yeah.
And you, let me stop you real
No,
quick.
you're good, dude.
You could
Go
put
ahead.
a million Queen songs
Yeah.
on that list.
Yeah, and I mean, I could go there with another band that I'll get to later, but
Like shit off the Flash Gordon soundtrack.
Yeah.
Shit off Some Kind of Magic.
oh yeah, dude,
I'm
yeah,
just a big Queen fan.
yeah. Queen's very inspirational.
Yeah, very.
With good reason. If you watch that movie that just came out not long ago.
Fucking great.
Yeah, you talk about inspiration. And I'll go to number 7. Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. I Won't Back Down. We, especially us here in America, during our political times, we heard that song a lot.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And then I kind of, my top 6 kind of gets into my heavy metal background. And, my early to mid 20s, I got into working out a lot. And these songs are songs that I kind of looked into for inspiration as far as that goes. Number 6, one of my favorite live songs of all time, Korn's Blind. Just the way that, Korn starts that song off with the heavy bass and Jonathan Davis, Are You Ready? Man, that, any metal fan that likes Korn, they'll tell you that song will pump you up in no time. Number 5, I kind of got torn in between 2 different songs. And I think I kind of want to go with The Offspring's Nitro Youth Energy. Just because that song, like the leading chorus of that song is, live like there is no tomorrow. That's pretty inspirational. Of course, you do have to realize tomorrow has consequences. But if you want to be inspired today, living like there is no tomorrow, that's just kind of where it goes. But my other one with that, with my number 5, that I was kind of torn in between was Coal Chamber's Loco. Just because I remember seeing Coal Chamber at the early Ozfests, and how that song starts with the heavy guitar and the bass, and I don't know, it's kind of inspirational in its own way. But then my top 4 is a little bit more, I guess, a little more special to me as far as working out went, and pushing myself to the next level. like our buddy Elvis is kind of going through now. I know he's working out a lot. Number 4, I went with Mudvayne, Determined.
No, it's a good song.
Oh my gosh, man, that song, like, if I was trying to reach a plateau, if I felt like I hit a rut, one of my favorite lines, the opening line, I'm tired of holding up the weight of the freaking world, man. He's just talking about being so determined. Just great freaking inspirational song. And then, these other 3, I almost go without saying, man, like Eminem, Lose Yourself. That whole song's about being inspired.
How did I know you put that on there?
That was one of my top 3.
Yeah, dude, you
songs
can't.
of all time on that. That is a killer song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I say, I've said it before. We've talked about this song. My dad is not a rap fan at all whatsoever. If I played him any other Eminem song, he would hate the guy. But you play Lose Yourself, that song is just the epitome of inspiration. And my number 2, kind of the same way. Any kid of the 80s, 90s, Eye of the Tiger. If you watched any of the Rocky movies growing up, man.
How could you not?
You should.
I used to, want to get on the treadmill before I worked out. And if I ever thought, like, man, I'm not going to make this last half mile or this last mile, I put on Survivor's Eye of the Tiger, and I'd make that last mile, man. I mean, it inspired me. And my number 1, forget everything you know about Bill Guffey. Forget that you know that I am a Tool fan, and forget all of that and listen to the song Lateralis and tell me that song is not about inspiration. That song is about pushing the envelope. That song was written using a scientific and a mathematical sequence called the Fibonacci sequence. The band to this day calls it, a sophomoric move to use that sequence to write the song. But still, man, that song,
does have a groove and a pace to it.
I can take my worst day ever. I feel like if I feel like I don't even want to get out of bed that day, I can put that song on, and I mean, it just it inspires me to do whatever I need to do. I just think,
That's your boys.
that is my boys, but I mean, still, that song Lateralis, I just think that, I mean, like I said, and I could have sat here and named 10 Tool songs. I could have done that, because there are 10 Tool songs that inspire me to do whatever. But I didn't do that, and the one Tool song that I chose was that, and there was very good reason for it. So that's, I got some other lists that the women, like some honorable mentions. But I'll let Mike go ahead and go through his list, and if he misses some of these, then we'll throw them out before we say goodbye.
Of course, I'm the analytical newscaster guy, so
we gotta have that, dude. We gotta have
some of these I throw out because, as a music store owner and seeing the sales and songs that remind me of that time of what I've been doing. A few of these songs, you know these songs.
Oh, yeah.
They're not really on my top 10 list, but they're ones that caught my eye and wanted to remember. But how about Club Nouveau, Lean on Me?
Oh, dude, Lean on Me,
I mean,
man.
that is
Talk
a
about
classic.
Friends needing friends, man. You got it.
George Michael, Freedom. That was always a big song.
Yeah,
People inspired and made you feel better. Steve Winwood, Higher Ground. I always said that was a killer song anyways, but that was always kind of inspiring to me.
You got it, man.
About Gloria Gaynor, I Will Survive.
Yeah, that was on my my ladies list there. I want to make sure at least somebody said that.
And I thought to put it on my list, but I didn't.
Yeah, it's always a big hit song.
Yeah.
Stevie Wonder, Higher Ground.
Yeah, which was later on covered by Red Hot Chili Peppers. Yeah,
I like the Chili Peppers version a lot better.
But
Stevie Wonder, that's an all-time classic
there
song.
are records I love for Stevie.
How about Bob Marley, Get Up, Stand Up?
Yeah, get
that
up,
was
stand
always a
up
big one.
for what you believe, man. That song's very
Big Marley
political.
fan myself.
Yeah, big political song. Yeah.
I put this
Good
one in
call,
there
bro.
just because I can't believe you being your second wife is Cyndi Lauper, the True Colors song. Remember that?
Yeah, man. Show us your true colors, man. That is a huge inspirational song.
Not the.
Like I said, I had a whole list of ladies.
I don't get
songs.
Dee Dee mad at me, but I mean, you're obsessed with Cyndi Lauper, so
Oh,
I'm kind of
yeah.
surprised you didn't put that one on there.
Oh yeah. I struggled not to, and there was a couple others, man. That
How about Elton John, I'm Still Standing?
I sing that song still to this day.
Yeah.
Sometimes, you know.
That was Jackie's.
Oh yeah, that's a killer one.
Yeah, it's still standing.
Or how about back in the '90s, Smash Mouth, I'm All Star.
Yeah, that was kind of puke.
Well, it was a
but
fucking
hey,
big popular song
it
for a
was,
long
man.
time.
It
I
really
mean,
You make
was.
me remember the 90s. Fuck you.
yeah, well. Then Breaking Benjamin, Blow Me Away.
Yeah,
That was
right
a
on,
cool
man.
song.
Right on, man.
Now kind of getting into some more of mine. Bon Jovi, Living on a Prayer. Everybody knows all the words to that song. They sing that song all the time. Here's one that I know you'll like. Linkin Park, In the
Oh,
End.
fuck you.
No, dude, good. That's a good one.
It's a good song. I don't know.
It is.
Whatever.
Kyle and his shitty taste thinks Linkin Park sucks.
The king of shitty taste
uh,
telling me I have shitty taste.
Now, seriously, one of my
Oh,
all-time favorite inspirational songs is Pearl Jam, Alive.
You know it.
That
dude.
is one of my all-time.
That video where they're in that small club, dude,
Yeah.
and he's like jumping off the rafters.
Yeah.
Man, you can't beat that back.
That's
in the
one
day.
of my all-time, big time.
Pearl Jam has several.
Yeah, they do.
You're right. Yep.
Another one, I knew none of you would remember this one, but David Bowie, Heroes.
Ooh,
The
good one.
Wallflowers redid. and all
Oh,
Yep.
Motorhead did a good version of that right
That
before
is-
when they died.
that. One of the greatest inspirational songs. I love that song. I think that's them and Wallflowers redid that, which was a huge hit for them.
And Motorhead does a good job with covers. They always have.
My last couple, these ones I really were into. Journey, Don't Stop Believing, or
Oh, yeah.
Only the Young. You were talking about that not too long ago. with,
I love Only the Young.
yeah, I mean, what was that soundtrack we were talking about? Vision Quest.
Vision
yeah.
Quest. Thank
That's
you.
a most inspiring movie I've ever. One of the most inspiring movies I've ever watched. When, but Only Young is so big in that.
Only the Young.
Another one that everybody, should be into is Aerosmith "Dream On."
Yes, yes.
That's
Killer, dude.
Killer inspirational song.
I like when Eminem sampled that in his song too, man. I forget what that song was, but
Yeah, that's a great one. It's been around forever.
killer.
Now, I bet you can't guess what my number one song is.
I have no idea,
Really?
but I'm curious. I'm puckered somewhere.
He's puckered.
That you can't see.
Good Lord.
Oh,
Good
my
Lord.
God.
Good Lord.
Well, it might be. I'll give you a hint. It's named after a music store I had,
Oh,
and after our show.
yeah. There was this horrible little record store for like 11 years in the shitty little shit Waterberg called Newcastle.
In this back alley.
Yeah.
In a back alley.
Yeah,
behind
it
the
was in the back
store.
alley.
But by far the number one song I've ever been inspired for, and named him after our show and after my music store after Karma Records, was John Lennon, Imagine.
Sweet,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah,
That's a good inspirational song, man.
that song is.
Imagine, man. Just imagine no possessions.
I'm
Imagine.
surprised you're not automatically saying some bands you love covered that and did a pretty good cover of it.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Perfect Circle did cover that. That was a Perfect Circle, though.
I do love their cover of that, by the way.
Yeah,
It
it's,
is
it's yeah.
They had Jimmy Chamberlain and James E. Hoff from the Smashing Pumpkins.
James has played with them a lot.
in the band at that point.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he's back with the Pumpkins now and all that too.
He's
So.
doing double duty with both bands.
Yeah.
Maynard's got a great arsenal of artists that he picks up. And
Jimmy Chamberlain, their Smashing Pumpkins drummer, was actually the drummer on that record.
like some of our fans tuned in, like Jennifer McCubbins Parks said Pucifer's Potions, which that was actually supposed to be a Tapeworm song, which was Trent Reznor and Maynard and all that, but they turned it into a Perfect Circle song. So there's some great inspirational songs out there.
Oh, yeah.
As always, we missed some of them. Destiny's Child, Survivor, I thought was killer. Cher's Believe. Those are some that I thought some of our lady listeners would have really enjoyed.
Yeah.
Put on their lists. So
Yes.
that's kind of all I got, though, man.
Cool. Well, I think that's it then for us.
Wow.
We'll try to get him off the screen as soon as possible so you all can go eat now, because
The candle. Yeah. Y'all.
don't forget,
Oh.
$19.99. Kyle needs your money with his
Subscribe
candle.
to our YouTube.
Yeah, we're going to start pushing that YouTube channel here real soon.
Yep.
We love that you all are on Facebook, and we want to keep it that way to an extent, but we do want to start pushing YouTube a little bit harder.
It's
And
still,
we can give you more.
it's
on
still
YouTube.
free while you're on there now, and we'll probably start putting a lot of our shows on YouTube here real
And
soon.
we'll work on giving you extra content with YouTube.
Yep.
You got
Special
it, man.
shit.
You got
and
it.
Yeah.
We love y'all.
We got a lot of other stuff and getting ready to start.
Down the pipeline.
Down the pipeline. So.
Yep. Stay
Down the shit
tuned
pipe.
and stay tuned and stay.
Shotgun Revival at the Tally Ho in
Oh,
Richmond
Shotgun
tonight.
Revival. At
Yep.
where?
In Richmond tonight.
At the Tally Ho.
Tally ho, tally ho.
All right. Hey, also, I'm going to give a shout out to some folks in Newcastle. They opened a little music store in town called Monkey Jack.
Oh yes, I know those gentlemen.
Yeah.
And I believe you know a few people there.
You
too,
might.
Big Guppy.
You said gentleman, the lady.
Yeah.
So check them out.
That poor woman.
Yeah.
No, Zach and Aaron, as far as I know, they're doing a great job at that store. So check out Monkey Jack.
Yeah.
For all your
they
clothing and music accessories
That's
and all that
vinyl
kind of
and
stuff.
They are
so-
very reasonable, and if you see anything on their page, you can DM them and say, "Hey, could you hold on for that for a couple days?" I've done that.
Yeah,
And
they're
they've been
pretty
accommodating.
interactive. So
Yeah.
Yep. Check
Well,
them out, man.
Well, there again, this is our last of our show here on Saturday, like we do every time at 7 o'clock. You should follow our page.
Yes.
I post 10 or 20 stories on there every day. If a concert's announced, anything going on local, you guys should join in. Try to help us share a little bit so we get more people involved. We're going to be doing a lot of fun stuff with the summer concerts and all that stuff.
You got it.
We'll be
man.
venturing out around here in central Indiana and visiting some people here soon live. We'll try to do that.
Yes, sir.
But much love. We want you to continue sharing. Music's the best medicine.
Yeah.
And
as he says,
you know it. All right. Thanks
All
for
right.
watching. We'll
Peace
be
and
on
love,
next
y'all.
week.
See you in a week.
All right.